To that point, though, it's interesting, this idea, we think about this, is Google, Facebook, are these tech companies, or are they advertising companies, or in the component that used to be advertising agencies and more cyclical than we would think? The one question I want to leave you on, the FANG stocks. At what point will Tesla, what scenario, what point in history, when do you think will Tesla, Netflix, all these FANG stocks, Facebook, when will they become value stocks? When would you see that happening?
Well, I wouldn't say that almost every stock has its turn, has its regime come to an end. Buffett has been criticized in the past for not buying whatever is the fad of the day. But if you look at his history, he has tended to buy a lot of these companies that are better companies just after the crash, or after they stub their toe and they look a little bit less undefeatable. At the moment, it looks like Netflix can't be headed, Facebook can't be headed. But I think that the thing that created Facebook, for example, I think the kids don't like to be on the same platform as their parents or as the olds are. And so Instagram arises, Facebook sensibly buys Instagram, and so they're the beneficiary of being the owner of Instagram, where a lot of attention moved. I think attention moves away from Instagram now towards TikTok or something like that. So those companies, the growth slows, but they're probably still very good businesses. They're pretty low asset intensity, generate lots of free cash flow, reasonably stable, growing businesses. That's exactly the sort of thing that you would like to buy, but at a price. I don't want to pay for all of that speculative growth in them. If anything, I don't want to pay for the growth at all. I want to pay for them on their current earnings power, with maybe a little growth in there. Because if you do a statistical analysis on companies, the numbers that can sustain these very high rates of growth are very low. It's sort of 1 in 100, 1 in 200, which means that there's probably, there are 10 or 20 in the Russell 2000, so there are a few of them around. The problem is that everybody knows what they are, and so they are bid to the moon, and so you're basically betting on the fact now that they are in fact better than everybody thinks that they are. And I think that that's a very long bow at this point in the cycle. I think more likely people have overestimated what these things are worth, how far they can grow. They talk about the total addressable market for many of these businesses being enormous, but what they forget is that the total eventual supply is going to be pretty big too. Yeah. So there's going to be competition for those dollars. When the market moves, value investors have to move along with it. I think value sort of follows along behind the wave, but we're sort of picking up the detritus as it comes back. There just hasn't been a lot around, so it's been hard to find undervalued stocks, but I look forward to seeing it again.